Today we're diving into a counterintuitive but essential principle for early-stage startups: doing things that don't scale. This concept, championed by Paul Graham of Y Combinator, challenges the common belief that startups succeed purely through organic growth. Instead, it emphasizes the importance of manual, labor-intensive tasks in the early stages that wouldn't be sustainable long-term, but are crucial for building a strong foundation. Startups don't take off automatically. Founders are the driving force behind their initial momentum. This initial, laborious, crank phase is essential to get the engine startup running before it can sustain itself. This phase is about understanding customer needs, testing ideas, and building relationships before automating or scaling. Nearly all startups, even those solving urgent problems, must actively recruit users manually instead of waiting for them to arrive. This hands-on approach helps establish and nurture deep relationships with early customers, providing insights into their needs and preferences that data alone cannot reveal. Stripe is legendary for its aggressive early user acquisition tactics, known as the Collison installation, within Y Combinator. Instead of merely sending a beta link, the Collison brothers would personally install Stripe on users' laptops on the spot, eliminating friction and ensuring immediate activation. This high-touch, personalized service provided invaluable feedback and built strong early loyalty. Founders often prefer coding over direct sales and marketing, finding it less intimidating to build than to sell. However, at least one founder must dedicate significant time to engaging with users. Recruiting a small number of early users can feel insignificant, but founders often underestimate how quickly small, consistent weekly growth rates compound into significant numbers over time. Facebook famously launched Campus by Campus, focusing on small, passionate groups of users before expanding. Airbnb founders personally visited hosts in New York, taking high-quality photos of listings to improve quality and build trust. This hands-on approach was not scalable but crucial for early traction. Doing things that don't scale is a strategic phase, not a permanent state. It's about figuring out what truly works before automating and scaling. The ultimate goal is to cultivate deep user love and loyalty by providing an exceptional, often personalized, experience to early adopters. These unscalable efforts provide critical insights and relationships that data alone cannot. Once founders truly understand their customers, they are better positioned to create scalable solutions that genuinely resonate. The big launch myth is often debunked by the principle of doing things that don't scale. Startups require sustained propulsion, not initial velocity. What matters is user happiness, retention, and word of mouth, not launch noise. Founders ignore non-scalable work because it feels inefficient, seems small, and bruises ego. However, startups have an advantage. They can deliver attention big companies cannot. Non-scalable work is not a hack. It is the ignition system of startups. The core takeaway for founders is to recruit manually, delight obsessively, learn directly, iterate rapidly, and then scale what works. Extraordinary startups require extraordinary effort, especially at the start. Remember, the goal of doing things that don't scale is to build a deep understanding of your users and their needs. This understanding is the foundation upon which scalable solutions are built. By focusing on non-scalable tasks early on, founders can ensure that when they do scale, they are doing so in a way that truly meets the needs of their users. This principle is not just about getting users. It's about building a loyal community around your product. This community will be the driving force behind your growth as you scale. In conclusion, doing things that don't scale is a crucial phase in the early life of a startup. It's about laying the groundwork for sustainable, scalable growth by deeply understanding and engaging with your early users. To sum up, the principle of doing things that don't scale is about more than just getting users. It's about building a deep, personal connection with them. This connection is the foundation upon which scalable growth is built. Remember, extraordinary startups require extraordinary effort, especially at the start. As we wrap up this lesson, remember that the early stages of a startup are about more than just building a product. They're about building relationships, understanding your users, and laying the groundwork for sustainable growth. Thank you for joining me in this lesson. Stay tuned for our next lesson, where we'll continue exploring the principles that drive successful startups.